What is going on, people? Welcome back to my YouTube channel for another trading recap video. Today we're going to talk about Euro USD to the upside that I wound up catching for about a 3% winner during the New York session today, July 20th, 2020. It was a little bit choppy and a little bit funny. As you could see, price action was moving down coming into the New York session, but we were able to find a successful trade to the upside, staying with the higher time frame analysis. So let's get into it and show you how I did it. Before we get into this trading recap video, I ask you again, if you like what I'm doing here, just give the video a thumbs up so that I can get it out to other traders. And if you really like what I'm doing, think about hitting the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos and content that I'm going to be constantly putting on this channel. So, Euro USD to the upside during the New York session. When I came into it, I did not think that that was going to be a play I was going to make. Here it is, 8:30, and I'm like, all right, maybe it holds and looks to go higher. I want to stay with the overall trend. Overall trend is clearly moving higher. This TDI is in a buying condition. It's got every bit of potential to move higher, and I was feeling like I want to try and find buys. I'd like to try and take EU higher. See if it's not the greatest looking TDI right here to be buying it with the way that trend line's kind of falling, but market sentiment is still rising. There's still belief in the buy here. 4 hour looks good as you're sitting above this. So let's see if we can get it to find a support and move higher. But then, I don't know, there was a summit going on perhaps, but price was just starting to move downward, like pretty aggressively. At this point, I was saying on the stream that, look, after a big push like this, what we usually see is a little correction, a little bit sideways, and then some more continuation to the downside. After this type of push, I wasn't really feeling like up or long, was going to be the play again, because after a big push like this, what do we always say? You see correction, you see sideways momentum, and that is indeed a huge push. So you're probably going to see some correction off of this. I don't know that it's enough that I could take a buy on it, but we're going to see how it plays out. I wasn't immediately looking to take this long here. This TDI is clearly falling. This trend line is falling with the RSI and price action. This is not a buying TDI that I would like to see at this moment. Price played out a little bit, and then it made another really aggressive push to the downside. But then it started to move up ever so slightly, and I was saying that we need to find this trend line and this RSI coming together. Because like I said, we're waiting for a reaction. And here it is. Price action, which is the RSI, and the trend line are meeting. Is it going to hit it and bounce and continue lower, or is it going to kick through and this overall uptrend is going to come back into play? I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. So I wound up going down to the lower time frames, and I was looking to see what was going on, and I was saying that it was clearly a little bit divergent here on the 5-minute. You could see that your RSI was about flat to falling, but price action was falling. So there's a little bit of weakness in this leg, and I said, hey, maybe this will come up and settle, and I'll start to move a little bit higher. That is, you can see this up, sideways. This area is pretty interesting. I'm not sure if it's gonna kick back and reset up here. Overall trend is up. I'd like to stay long, but this intraday is falling. So does that just mean sideways? This looks like an up and out right here. I'd like to see more structure. My target would be up here though, at like 40. Look for it to kind of just reset back up here at the 50 on the 15-minute. You know what I mean? That would make sense. Kind of back in this, like came high, came low, and then just kind of chops in the middle. I think I might get long on EU. I'm getting long on EU. I got to stop at 10 under this structure down here. See if this overall trend wants to kick in. I'm going for 140, 140, which is the 800 on the 1-minute. Even though the TDI was in a selling condition, I could see that it was holding this trend line. It wasn't doubling over. It wasn't falling down. It wasn't using this area as a resistance. It was actually getting above it and then starting to move higher. So that's where I took the entry. I wanted to see price consolidate at the previous structure high, which is up here from back in March. And I felt that might have been a good area where it had held it, pushed off it, and then came under it. It was only likely that it would come back to that area around 46 or so. So for me, confidently, I felt that my entry was going to make it to this 1 minute 800. And as you can see, as price starts to play out, you can see how it just begins to create continued higher structure. Held here, 2-candle bullish engulfing, comes back, retests the entry, breaks higher, breaks higher, breaks higher, and just continues forming uptrend structure. This looks like it's got every bit of potential to keep running as it continues higher, and DXY looks like it's falling off. I think I'm going to preserve capital and put my stop at break even just in case this thing's a little funny. I don't believe that it should come lower than here. If anything, it should settle here at like 27-ish. So I'm going to move it now to 11421. Stop is locked. I can't lose this trade. Just I think how I want it for a Monday on kind of a scalp. I want to be a little bit safe, so this is what it looks like. If it is making higher structure, it shouldn't need to come back here. It kind of did this, hit this, now pushed off. I'd like to see it just continue. I don't think I need to really put any more money at risk. Staying with the overall trend, just to the upside. I'd love to see it get back up here to like 42 to this structure high. That seems likely. It seems like it would make sense, but again, the market can do what it wants. I'm just trying to take probable setups, and this momentum seemed like it was shifting to the upside. Now what happened was that my stream wound up crashing out. My internet crashed. I don't know what happened. I lost connection. So the stream wound up fizzling out, and I took this off stream. But I really feel that if I had stayed on the stream, there was really no exit on this, and I could have easily stayed in this up to about 46 or so and took even more of a winning position. But as it was, I pulled it at 37.7. I made about $504, basically covered the loss that I had taken on Thursday that I was talking about in the last YouTube video about how routine is important, and I was showing you the 4% loser that I had. Now this was taken at about a 1.3% risk to my capital. I didn't take a full 2% risk, and I pulled it at about 1 point, I forget exactly what it was, like 1.7, yeah, something like that. So I didn't even get 2R out of it. I pulled it quick. I was looking at my phone. I didn't have this chart that really was giving me a lot of clarity. And as it was consolidating in here, I just said, you know what? Let me just take the trade. I'm not sure. It's a little divergent. I can't see it that greatly. Let me just secure these profits. So it was an awesome trade. It worked out well. Patience was definitely necessary in today's trade. And as I was saying, back to structure high seemed like a really plausible place for this to hold. So that's my recap on Euro USD from today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And again, if you want to, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future content. And don't forget that I have the Twitch live stream, twitch.tv/Nesfx every Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time to about 11. Check it out, and I will see you in the next recap video.